This episode is brought to you by Cologuard. Do you know what's really scary? Not screening for colon cancer when you turn 45. The Cologuard test is non-invasive, requires no special prep or time off work, and ships right to your door. In just 3 simple steps, Cologuard takes the scare out of colon cancer screening. If you're 45 or older and at average risk, ask your healthcare provider about the Cologuard test. Cologuard is available by prescription only. Learn more or request a prescription today at Cologuard.com/screen.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
A Chicago Democrat, of course a progressive, slammed for suggesting the 18-year-old college student from our area we've been telling you about the last couple of days from Westchester County, New York, Sheridan Gorman, that she caused her own murder. Quote, she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, the comments come despite police reports that the young lady's killer, a migrant and illegal, stalked her from behind for some time before shooting her at point-blank range and fleeing the scene. Dominic Carter here with you. The number to reach me live this hour. We see your calls coming in, 800-848-9222. But first, the Senate confirms Senator Mark Wayne Mullen to replace Kristi Noem as Homeland Security Secretary.
On this vote, the ayes are 54, the nays are 45. The nomination of Mark Wayne Mullen of Oklahoma to be Secretary of Homeland Security is confirmed. Under the previous order, the motion to reconsider is considered made laid upon the table. The President will be immediately notified of the Senate's action.
And, of course, we're continuing to follow the LaGuardia air crash. This from CBS.
One of the things that stands out there is that plane inverted as it's sitting there. We believe that occurred during the evacuation as the center of gravity shifted as people were getting off the plane. Why that happened will certainly be part of the NTSB investigation. But let's talk about what this controller was doing. It appears this controller was juggling an awful lot of things by himself. The NTSB will want to understand, was he working alone in the tower last night? You had this United flight. It was taking off. It aborted its takeoff because of a warning light in the cockpit. The pilots then radioed the tower saying there was an odor in the cabin and they needed a gate. The controller then started working to try to get them a gate, was making phone calls. You can hear that in the recording. Then the pilot comes on and says, this odor has gotten worse. I have flight attendants reporting feeling ill. We are declaring an emergency. Please send fire trucks, and we may have to get off this airplane quickly. He was dealing with all of that, trying to get equipment to that airplane, get that airplane in a safe spot. While all that's going on, there's other activity going on around this airfield that he's managing, including clearing that fire truck to cross runway 4. Guys, it was only about a second or two before he realized his mistake and tried to stop that truck, repeating, stop, stop, stop. It just didn't happen in time. The NTSB is going to want to understand what the fire truck could see. Were they able to see that airplane bearing down on them? From the sake of the pilots, there wasn't a lot they could do. They had just landed. They were slowing the plane down. It was still going about 24 miles an hour, we believe.
The number to reach me right now, 800-848-9222. But again, I can't believe the nerve of this on two fronts. One, I really have a hard time comprehending why we're still in situations in America where there's short-staffed air controllers. I don't understand. I really don't get it. How could you have one person in the booth, two people, overworked, overwhelmed, and you've got billions of dollars for illegals? Are you telling us that American lives don't count anymore? Is that the message? Because it sure seems like that's exactly what you're saying. And then on the other front, the progressive, of course a progressive, in Chicago taking a ton of heat for suggesting that the Loyola University Chicago student who's from Westchester County, New York, in our area, she was executed apparently by an illegal. And this progressive says that this 18-year-old child caused her own death, essentially, because she was in the wrong place at the wrong time. How would you feel if that was your daughter, Madam older woman? How would you feel if that was your niece, your mother? Would you still say the same thing? Maria Hatton is the older woman's name. And she was speaking after Sheridan Gorman, 18 years old, from Yorktown Heights, New York, was shot dead Thursday morning while she was walking with friends along the city's lakefront near campus. You're not from Chicago. I've done it a million times. What do? You walk the lakefront. It's beautiful. What was that illegal doing there? And so, again, this older woman says that it appears to be a case of being at the wrong place at the wrong time, talking about tone deaf and that she was running into a person with a gun. And she made that comment with Fox 32 Chicago TV station. We see all your calls. We're going to get to them momentarily. But I saw this on social media, and I think that it best summarizes this situation, a snapshot in time of where we are politically in this country on the issue of illegals, on the issue of crime, on the issue of these phony politicians.
So here's what ABC reported. An 18-year-old college student was shot and killed while walking with her friends near Loyola University Chicago campus on Saturday. Because the media feed you BS. Because they don't want you to know what actually happened, which was this. Sheridan Gorman was a freshman at Loyola University. She was walking with her friends in a Chicago park on Saturday when Jose Medina walked up to her and shot her point blank in the back of the head while she tried to run away. Medina is a 25-year-old illegal alien from Venezuela who came into the United States unlawfully in 2023 under the Biden administration. And like millions of other illegal alien border crossers, he was turned loose into this country, and we were told we needed to help him. Welcome him, pay for his hotel room and his prepaid credit cards and his rec time. He was arrested for shoplifting in Chicago the very same year he crossed the border illegally. And this sanctuary city let him out of jail, turned him loose, and he never showed up for his court hearing. And now he's facing first-degree murder and weapons charges, and Sheridan Gorman, just like Laken Riley, is dead. And all of this happened just months after Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson banned ICE from operating in the very same city parks that Gorman was gunned down in. And it came just months after J.B. Pritzker went and lost his mind over two people who got themselves shot while assaulting ICE agents up in Minnesota. But he hasn't said a word about this innocent young woman who was murdered in his state by an illegal alien that he and Brandon Johnson and the entire Democrat Party have been bending over backwards to protect. Because this is who the left cares about. Not you, not Sheridan Gorman, not the countless victims of entirely preventable illegal alien crime. And at this point, it is abundantly clear that they would rather stack their voter decks than make sure that innocent college kids make it home alive.
18 years old. Hasn't even started to live her life yet, and it's gone. 800-848-9222. Line 3, Jay in New Jersey. Good morning, Jay. What's on your mind?
Good morning, Dominic. You know, you asked a moment ago why the Democrats want to allocate more money to the illegals and not to the traffic controllers. And I believe that you got it right, that, you know, the Democrats care more about illegals because that's their true constituency. If you want to destroy a country, you got to fill it with people without any patriotism, without any love of country, and that's what they've done. And as far as it goes for the progressive in Ohio, that's in the same vein. They believe that the illegal has rights first, and if it wants to kill the American, it should be allowed to, because their true constituency are the trash that they bring in who want to hurt Americans because they want them to replace Americans in order to consolidate more power.
But Jay, you hit it on the head. You say trash, I say savages. I don't even understand how these people are treated equally to Americans, as Americans, to be honest with you. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Where did all of this come from? These are elected officials. You're paid by American tax dollars. And one, there's no outcry when something like this happens. And two, I honestly, Jay, I don't understand how these officials can look at themselves in the mirror. I really don't.
Well,
can you
Dominic,
tell me how?
Yes, it's a religious revolution they're fighting. These people, they want to destroy America because they want to get more power and they want to stay in power forever while, looting the money out of the treasury. And in order to do that, they have to destroy the country. They have to continue to have violence in order to have, a docile and afraid society. People have to be afraid, and they want to make that happen. And these people are so corrupted and sick that they don't even see that as anyway a bad thing. They see themselves as virtuous, and that's what's so awful. And people have to wake up and realize that these aren't just people with different opposing viewpoints, and we can all get together. You had a caller last night, Dominic, who spoke about unity and why Trump doesn't want to unite with the other side. There can be no unity with people that want the other side dead, and with people that cover for the violent, illegal barbarians that are killing Americans, and then they excuse it. So, there's no unity with that, and it's completely sick and vile.
Jay, thank you very much for the excellent call this morning. Let's go to line one. Chris in the Catskills of New York. Good morning, Chris. What's on your mind?
Good morning, Dominic. Your predecessor, Rita Cosby, said, "Where's the outrage?"
Okay, let's focus on the Dominic Carter Show, please.
Your predecessor said, "Where's
okay, you're
the
done.
outrage?"
You're done. Look, Chris is done on line one. Chris, do me a favor. Don't call for a while. I just gave you a warning. And folks, I love my colleagues, especially Rita Cosby. I keep telling you that oftentimes we don't know what each other has said because we're busy getting ready for our own shows. And for you to be defiant and repeat the comment again, frankly, when you call Chris, you add very little value to the show to begin with. That's number one. Always, you're trying to impress us with your knowledge of local politics up in Albany, and frankly, you put me to sleep every time I take your call. But I thought you had something of value to add to this conversation about this lovely young lady, the 18-year-old young lady that just lost her life. Please, let's focus on the show at hand, because I can't respond to something another host said, frankly, because I'm busy preparing for this show. And I don't know what my colleagues Rita or Greg or anybody else is saying. We see all your calls. We are going to take a short break, and we are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Fox News is now streaming live on Fox One. When it matters most, turn to the voices you trust. We go beyond the headlines, bringing you the stories you won't hear anywhere else. Live coverage, sharp analysis, real perspective. At home or on the go, stay connected when it counts. Stream Fox News on Fox One. Download today.
Instagram teen accounts have automatic protections for what teens see and who can contact them. Plus, time management tools. And Instagram will continue adding built-in safety features to help create age-appropriate experiences. Learn more about teen accounts and Instagram's ongoing work to protect teens online at instagram.com/teen accounts.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And I am sitting here smiling and laughing. I'm looking at my Twitter, at my X. Let's go Bucks. Coach Anthony says, why? And I make a joke from time to time. Someone will say something's black, and I'll say why it's got to be black. And so I mentioned the comment on the 3 p.m. show, and I still have some of the ink on my hands. And I mentioned that it's the first time it had happened in a while that a pen exploded in my pocket, and there was black ink all over. And so I mentioned that, and Anthony says, why does Dominic have to use black ink? And so I'm laughing. Let's go, Bucks, Coach Anthony at that. Let's go to line one. Patrick in Indiana. Good morning, Patrick. What's on your mind?
Yes, I was wondering why the police didn't shoot the guy before he shot the girl or after he did, because they couldn't be sure he wouldn't shoot somebody else.
Okay, well,
do you have any idea about that?
No, I don't. What makes you think that they were in he ran as soon as it happened? What makes you think they went? This is not Hollywood. What makes you think they were in a position to shoot him?
I know, but I think the reason why they probably didn't shoot him is because the Democrats have.
Okay, wait, Patrick. We got to live in. We can't go to La La Land. We got to deal in reality. So you're literally telling me that he didn't get shot because of the Democrats when I started out by asking you what makes you think that the police were in a position to shoot him?
Well, I heard that the police got him just after he shot and started to run away, but they couldn't be sure that he wouldn't shoot somebody else.
Thank you for the call, Patrick. Let's see here. Let's go to Norman in Brooklyn. Norman, what's on your mind?
Yeah, hi, Dominic. Yeah, I mean, you just keep on with the thing with the 18-year-old Loyola student who got terribly shot by the illegal. I mean, all these things, we've been in an off-kilter world now since 2020. You notice that, Dom? You notice how one story is crazier than the other? And all this began in 2020, in my opinion. I mean, there were crazy stories before that, but look, yes, I am a conspiracy theorist, but it just seems like all this stuff is accelerating. It began with the whole COVID thing. Everything fell apart. They got everybody scared. And then all these illegals started piling in here. And it was just one thing after the other. And it's a classic communist takeover. I mean, that's what we have here. It's the same things that happen in Russia. You make girls into boys and boys into girls, and you elect the craziest organization to be your civil rights organization. I mean, that crazy death cult lunatic Black Lives Matter. I mean, it's not like the NAACP got elevated or anything mainstream. No. They got the Manson family of Black rights organizations, and that's it. They elevated them.
You can say that again, and they're crazy as hell.
Everything is crazy, and then you have, it just seems like Trump is civilization trying to maintain civilization and keep us upright, while the left, which has gone absolutely insane. I mean, the Democrats. This is not the Democratic Party of JFK. Okay, this is the Democratic Party of Leon Trotsky. Of Lenin. This is what the Democratic Party has become. So, and they're just trying to tear us apart.
Right.
And that's it.
It sure seems that way, Norman, and thank you for the call. It sure seems that way from Chicago, what happened to this young lady, all over the country. And the big question is why? Why? We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
And we are back. Matt Blaze, I'm coming to you in a second. Look at this, man. I still have black ink on my hands, right? Now, a black guy with black ink, pen ink, on his hands. And you, sir, are supposed to have my back, just like Dayside is supposed to have my back. And you guys got me walking around with black ink still on my hands.
Why I gotta be black? Couldn't have used blue. I gotta be black.
It's a black thing. That's good. I want you to stand by because I got a question for you. But I'm looking at the screen. Linda in Rockland County, New York, has a very good issue I believe she wants to bring up. Linda, good morning. What's on your mind?
Hi, Dominic. Yes, my daughter is a senior at Tappan Zee High School. She's going on a senior trip on Thursday to Europe, like Italian Riviera, south of France, ending in Barcelona. I'm sick to my stomach. I want her to visit all of this, but I'm nervous. What do you think?
Well, Linda, you're raising some excellent points, and it's the same question I'm going to ask Matt Blaze in a second. He's in on the conversation with us right now. You know, Linda, it's a personal decision, and I understand your pain. I really do, because you want your child to see the world. But boy, is it a tough time, right? In terms of what's going on in Iran. All I could think about, but see, I didn't have these issues when my daughter was younger. When she was 11, we sent her to Florida to space camp. And I was worried about that. Believe it or not, I was worried about her trying to go in the water and one of these alligators. Seriously, that was what my concern was.
I was worried about that.
Don't laugh, Matt Blaze, because they advised the kids to stay away from the lakes near Nassau at the time, right? So I was worried about that. And then when she was in high school, because I wanted her to be a world traveler and so on, we sent her to London. And again, we didn't have the craziness back then that we have now. We didn't have the migrant issue as explosive as it is now.
It's valid. Because my daughter says, Mom, stop. Don't put your fears on me. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. There's an Iranian conflict. I know.
I don't think your daughter understands what's going on. And most of these young kids wouldn't understand, Linda, until they're in a situation. And I'm not wishing this on anyone. And then they're wishing that mom was there to help them. So, my biggest concern, the second time my daughter went to London and France, and I mentioned this earlier, my biggest concern happened to be the men. A young lady in London by herself, a young lady in Paris, the whole city to herself. And I was like, let's just pretend, let Dad put on the blinders. I don't want to know. But I don't want to be in your situation, Linda, because to be honest with you, but your daughter would kill you. To be honest with you, if it were me in this situation, I would cancel the trip. But she will never, if you cancel it, she will never forgive you for it. So I guess,
know there's
Linda,
3 of them and six kids who are chaperone, and they're world travelers, but it's just so volatile right now.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care how much of a world traveler they are. When you're talking, I'm thinking about the kids up at Syracuse University. I think it was Lockerbie, where the plane blew up. And I went to grad school up at Syracuse. The plane blew up, I think, on the flight back home. And they still have annual memorials up at Syracuse University for all those kids that lost their lives. And I'm sorry to bring that up, Linda. Matt Blaze, join Linda and I. So if you had kids in this situation, what would you do to answer Linda's question?
Well, I don't think there'll be any issues. I think I know that there's problems in the world and in Iran, but she said she's going to France. Where else did you say the trip is to, Linda?
She's landing in Milan, going to the Italian Riviera, south of France, and ending in Barcelona, and then coming home from there.
Yeah, I honestly, I think the fears that you're having are normal type of fears of your child going overseas. I wouldn't be worried about it in the way that you're thinking, like because of what's going on in the world. I think everything will be fine. if it was me, I'm not a world traveler at all. So I wouldn't go, or I understand your fears, and I probably would try to dissuade them from taking the trip, even under the greatest of circumstances. But that's just me. But honestly, I don't think you really have anything to worry about. But that's a decision you have to make. Don't, say, because Matt Blake said there's nothing to worry about. Now that's my decision.
No, thank you.
It's something that you have to
Dominic.
decide.
So, Linda, wait a minute. What does your heart tell you? Now, remember, we as adults, we as parents, we don't get to, frankly, that's one of the biggest complaints I have at home, because I say, honey, as the leader of this family, I don't have the option of going eeny, meeny, miny, mo, pick up whatever by the toe. I have to make a decision. I have to make a wise decision. I have to make the best decision for the family. I don't get to play either or. So I don't want you to play either or. I want you to tell me, what does your heart tell you?
My heart tells me that the experiences she will experience will outweigh what's going on. And I want to trust that, and believe me, I'm not that kind of person, but I want to trust that, because I'm not going to pull her out. Oh, there's 40 kids going, and I'm going to pull her out.
She'll never forgive you. Oh, oh.
So I'm going to just have to trust
and you're going to be on
God
pins and needles the entire time she's gone.
100%. But I'm so glad I get to talk about it, and I thank you so much.
Well, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to follow up when she comes back and give me a call and let me know how the trip went.
100%.
So now, wait a minute. I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
So I never asked my daughter what happened in Paris because I didn't want to know. Don't laugh, Matt Blaze. I didn't want to know as a father. Why are you laughing, Linda? Do you think something?
No, I'm not laughing. I'm not.
Do you think something frisky happened and all those Frenchmen? Oh, look at the pretty little African American girl. Do you think? Look at Blaze. His face is light. You're turning red. Do you think something? Don't laugh, hey, Linda. I'm asking you as a woman.
I told her watch her back, Jackson. She's 6 years old. I don't know. I hope she does. She has a boyfriend at home, so I don't know.
No, but I'm asking you with my daughter, do you think some hanky-panky happened in Paris years ago?
100% no.
So it wasn't what happens in Paris stays in Paris?
No. Your daughter's a good girl. Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's what all these kids say. They're a good girl.
I'm
afraid.
Was she a good girl now?
Come over here, little girl.
Was she a good girl? What, Linda? Matt Blaze is trying to get under my skin.
She's a good girl now. She's your greatest love.
Yeah, but
you can't think about that.
I guess I'm having a flashback because
I'm sorry.
Because it was like whatever happens over there, I don't want to know. But I used to have those honest conversations with her, and whatever you do, don't come back here pregnant. I mean, I'm sorry, Linda, you got to have these. Don't laugh, Matt Blaze. Wait until you have a daughter. Wait until or son.
You'd be in a lot of trouble with that.
Because if you have a son, it's like, son, if you get a girl pregnant, they're not playing in court these days. You're going to pay into that child is 21. But I remember Linda having those conversations with her. I mean, point blank conversations. Courtney, you're a young woman now. You can get pregnant. Don't come back here pregnant. Daddy, I'm not doing anything, as they all say. Matt Blaze, he's got this look on his face, Linda. But I know I said that, Linda, to try and get you to smile, to get rid of the
thank you.
To get rid of the apprehension that you're feeling. So did you tell your daughter you're nervous? Did you tell her you're nervous?
I did, but not too much, because I want her to enjoy herself too.
Right.
Because maybe nothing will happen.
Right. Well, nothing's going to happen. But I want you to call back up when she comes back. Okay.
I absolutely will. Thank you so much for letting me vent.
Thank you, Linda. And Matt Blaze. I see that look on your face. So why you're telling me I should have asked my daughter? Why are you still laughing? Yeah, it's bad enough I got black ink on my hand and you didn't tell me.
I'm just thinking that, I know that your daughter, she went to Catholic school, right?
Yes. Makes it worse, right?
I was going to say, those Catholic schools.
And she was the first black president of her student body at Albertus Magnus. So she has my personality times 10.
Wow.
So.
And nothing happened on that trip, huh?
You're going to make me drive up to Rhode Island tonight. And she's going to say, Daddy, I'm almost 40 years old with 2 kids, and you asking me about something 20 years ago? Of course I was a bad girl in Paris. Don't laugh, Matt Blaze. Let's go here to John in Colorado. John, what's on your mind?
Hey, I just want to let you know the Denver International Airport, they're having a lot of trouble with the people that work there in security and the people going there, and now they're bringing in the ICE. And the governor out here says he's going to arrest the ICE agents. Can he do that?
I don't know. That's a good question, but I know that the federal government supersedes state government, so even if he does, he'll find himself in a ton of hot water. Who knows? It sounds like it's just political posturing, but who knows? Who knows? So are you happy that ICE is at your airport in Denver?
Yeah, it's a real mess. People are having to wait, 3 or 4 hours to get on a plane, and it's just a mess. And it's a nice airport. It's real big. It's a beautiful airport.
Is it new? I haven't been to Denver in a while. As a matter of fact, I haven't been to Denver since it was either the Democratic convention or the Republican convention, one of the two. I used to mix them up all the time.
DIA opened in I think 95.
I was there when Obama accepted the nomination at the football stadium and the NFL, the Denver Broncos stadium in Colorado. Right. So, okay, but John,
the state. All right, just letting you know.
Okay, you used to have the what? The state fair or something?
No, we had the Stapleton Airport. But they, built the DIA. I think it opened in 1995. DIA. But anyway, they're having problems over there with all this, and I'm wondering what the governor's going to do. So just thought I'd let you know about it.
We'll see. Thank you very much, John. Let's go to Steve, line 3, New Jersey. What's on your mind, Steve?
Hey, Dom. The soundbite of that lady you played at the beginning about the girl that got killed in Chicago was great. It was excellent. I'll just add a few points. I'm an attorney. A few points of law she missed. Ready? He crossed the border illegally. Instead of coming to a port of entry and claiming asylum, he ran across the border. That's as good an example as an illegal entry you're going to get. And then he said asylum. All right? So he crosses into the country illegally. He never made an asylum that I can locate. He never made an asylum application. He had a year to do it. So he comes in 2023, had the 2024, never did it. Then he gets charged with shoplifting. Doesn't appear. Either a warrant was issued or should have been issued for his arrest, making him a criminal illegal. All right. Now, then she said, well, the mayor of Chicago prevented ICE from coming. Well, no, this is another one of those cases where they took it to a federal judge, and the judge is what slowed ICE down from coming into Chicago. The matter is under appeal right now. But it all comes back to, and just like she said, these are bad Democratic policies that got that young girl killed. And I wish the Republicans would have been rushing to the mic this morning, would take what she said, what I said, mix it all together, and pointing right fingers back at the Democrats. This is a national security crisis at this point. What do you say, Don?
Well, it's been a national security crisis since Biden was in office. And, he gets to retire with all of his money, and we're left holding the bag to deal with this nonsense. And it's just horrible. Thank you for the call, Steve. Let's go to Jim in Milwaukee, line 1. What's on your mind, Jim?
Hey, Dominic, I heard the piece you played with the father of one of the fallen on the crashed refueling aircraft in Iraq, and the level of extreme humanity Trump demonstrated when speaking to him. And I just found that to be inconsistent with Trump's lack of extreme humanity regarding his comments on the death of Robert Mueller, a veteran war hero.
Okay, so Jim.
Yes,
Jim. So you said inconsistent. So let's cut through the chase. What are you saying, Jim? Let's stop with the mumbo jumbo. What are you saying?
If you're truly a humane, extremely humane person, you shouldn't segregate or show no humanity to people who are dead, who died.
Okay.
You go out of your way to make a comment.
Wait. So wait. That's your opinion. That's your opinion. You're not the president of the United States. I'm not the president of the United States. We don't have the information that he has. I might have handled it differently, but everyone that's had an adversary has said the same thing. You may not say it publicly, but you say privately, I'm glad that bleep, bleep, bleep is gone. F them. I mean, come on, Jim. It sounds like you just don't like Trump. Is that the case?
I don't really care. Much about Trump.
See, you don't like Trump. Time for a break. We're coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show
on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Adobe Acrobat Studio, your new foundation. Use PDF spaces to generate a presentation. Grab your docs, your permits, your moves. AI levels up your pitch, gets it in a groove. Choose a template with your timeless cool. Come on now, let's flex those tools. Draft, design, deliver, make it sing. AI builds the deck so you can build that thing. Do that with Acrobat.
Learn more at adobe.com/do-that-with-acrobat.
Now, from New York City to the world, it's Dominic Carter.
Folks, every now and then my mind just goes to different places. And this is one of these times. It's so rich and thick and chocolate that you can't drink it slow. I think if it's quick, don't give me no more or something like that. I know I'm messing up. But that was I remember like the little bunny. Do you remember that one, Matt Blaze?
Yeah, Nestle Quick.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's what you remember?
I remember that.
Okay.
That's what you're thinking about?
Yeah, because
you want some chocolate milk?
You and Let's Go Bucks on Twitter, you guys are trying to kill me. I've been washing my hands like Liz told me to do, and this black ink is still on my hand. I guess I better call Black Lives Matter, right? I can't get the black ink out of my hand. It's still on my hand. You're supposed to have my back. You're supposed to know how to get this black ink off of me. It's still there. So Let's Go Bucks. He just put on Twitter. Now, you know that I have an issue with food. And he just put on Twitter, I love Thin Mints. Let's go to Wendy's and try these. But don't tell Liz. Maybe we can even get one for DJ Matt Blaze. And it's a picture of Wendy's. I just reposted it, the Thin Mints. I've never really been a Thin Mints guy from the Girl Scouts. But it's a... What I've always loved about Wendy's is that I don't know what's in these shakes. They're so thick. So that's what made me think about, you guys are trying to kill me, man.
I like the shakes. I'm not into mint either. I never liked anything with mint.
Now, why would he put that on my Twitter knowing that I got issues?
He wants to see if you're going to go to Wendy's now.
Right. So, and we got all these phone calls, and we're running out of time here. Then I'm looking, oh boy. So Ed Foreman says, God bless your daughter driving up to Rhode Island. Then Ed also says that he's been to Florida, went out in the morning for a run around a lake, turned to the right and saw two eyes of a gator looking at me. He says that was it for him. John Beckman says, don't feel bad, Dom. My wife lists my daily chores on our whiteboard. So, Matt Blaze, I do want to ask you this, all right? I'm in South Carolina, and I think it was jet skis or something like that, and I saw lily pads. And I was always taught if there's lily pads, there's alligators. So I said, sir, there are lily pads. He said, so? I said, sir, there's lily pads, there's alligators. He says, of course there's alligators in there. I said, sir, and you think I'm going to get on a jet ski and what? He said, the alligators are afraid of you. They won't bother you.
Man,
so what do you think? Would you have taken that chance?
Absolutely. I would have trusted this gentleman with my life. Not the guy that I was taking my money. Because he's going to go, they don't want that giant alligator. Don't worry about him.
Right, don't worry about it. If he bites you a little
he's
bit,
more afraid of you than you are of
it.
him, even though he can chomp you in half and with one big bite. Yeah.
Let's go to Stu, line 3 in Brooklyn. What's on your mind, Stu?
Dominic, is there any men left in this country? A young girl is murdered are an absolute hell. If I were that girl's father, that bastard would have a bullet in his head by now. And you want to know something?
He wouldn't have a bullet in his. He wouldn't have a bullet in his head by now because you wouldn't be able to get to him.
I would get to him one way or the other.
I hear you. I hear you, Stu. I wish I had more time for the call, but we're out of time. I hear you, Stu, because I feel the same way. You do something to my daughter, I don't care. There won't be a trial. There's not going to be a trial. We're going to deal with street justice. So I hear what Stu was saying, and hopefully he'll get what's coming his way.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?